go into Trollfjord now. Roads leading here, and it's just in recent years that they got water and electricity, so it must have been fairly tough to live out here, especially during winter. You can easily get isolated here when the autumn and winter storms are coming out in the fjord behind us. But the main reason why people choose to live here is the short way out to fantastic fishing grounds. Right outside Svolvær in Fjord, where we started our trip, is where the annual fishing called Lofoten happens every year. So every year from January through to March, April, they fish for cod out here. And that's the main reason why people live out here. Short way out to fantastic fishing grounds. In 2018, they took up close to 65,000 tons of cod during those months. It's unbelievable numbers. It's one of the largest fisheries in the world on one species. And that's, like I said, the main reason why people live here. A bit far from everything else, but short way out to really good fishing grounds. The island that we have behind us now is called Stormola. There is around 40 people who lives here all year round. Mostly fishermen as well. This side of the island, I think only 2 of the houses are full all year around. The rest of them are holiday homes. But there are 2 small settlements on the other side of the island where the rest of the people are living. Mainly fishermen as well. Even though this side of the island allows for a bit of farming, it's fishing that's the primary source of food and income up here. You can get to here with your car. It's a short ferry trip from a place called Guillemots, which is over a narrow strait behind us here. We'll look over to the ferry point when we get a bit further up. It's only a 10-minute ferry ride to get to the island, and there is a road going around it. But from Svolvær it's a fairly long way around, because we're here now at the start of something called Raftsundet that stretches as long and far north here as we can see. And to get to the ferry point you have to go all the way north in Raftsundet, cross the big bridge, and then come back down again to Guillemots. So it's over 2 hours drive from Svolvær to get to here. 10 minutes with your boat, so it's a long way around. Mountains around here are climbable, both summer and winter. Wintertime people climb up with their skis, not on the steepest ones, but the ones behind us on the island, they are very nice for skiing, even though they're not that tall. It's kind of at least forgiving landscape. It's not so steep. It's a bit for everyone basically. Some of the peaks you have to have ropes, and you should probably have a guide as well if you haven't been here before. The mountains are steep and there's still quite a bit of snow and ice, so you have to be careful if you choose to venture out on the tops here. Fantastic day today with all single cloud. Finally a bit of summer. The reason why we have these jagged edges, that's kind of familiar with the Lofoten mountains, is because during the last ice age the ice cap was not as high here, so it didn't reach all the way up and it didn't grind the mountains down like we see further inland Norway. You see the mountains are much more rounded. Then the ice cap was there for longer periods of time and grinded the mountains down. But out here in Lofoten it didn't. So that's why we have these jagged edges here. That's you can see them going all across the Lofoten Peninsula. All the mountains more or less have these jagged edges. And that's why, or the reason is that the ice did not carve them down. We still have about 10 minutes or so before we are in Trollfjord, so we'll continue a bit now.
Yeah.
quayside Trollfjord. Fantastic conditions today. Very, very nice and quiet. So now I'm just going to go slowly past here and then I'm going to stop a bit in the middle and tell you a bit about the place. So we'll be here for around 10 minutes or so. Lucky, we might get to see some of these small black and white birds that we might see on the way in here. There's a bunch of them in the water in front of us. They have their nesting grounds all along the mountains here. They're called Teist på norsk, black Guillemots in English. It's the same family as the puffins. There's an eagle up to the right as well. Sat down there. Let's see if I can make it come out. Flying behind us now. Wind now, so it's I just have to kind of get away a bit where it looks like it's coming slowly. When it's like today with almost no wind, they actually get tired quite fast. It's a big body that they need to fly. When they have to flap their wings, they get tired and have to sit down and relax. When the wind is much more up, they have much more control. The fish is still in the water in front of us, so we'll just see if it's around. Looks like most of these small ones are out fishing. There is one right now in front of us. They're really beautiful black and white with bright red feet. De er skikkelig tøffe, ser ut som tegneseriefigurer, nesten veldig fine. De er jo superkjappe til å fly, men de er jo best under vann. Det er jo en alkefugl, så de svømmer jo som fisk. seilbåten som ligger for anker her må trekke ganske langt inn mot kanten før du finner grunnen nok, rett og slett. The buildings that we can see here, both the one to the right of us and in front of us, they are hydroelectric power plants. So there is a lake on top behind us here, and there are 2 more lakes in front of us up on the first plateau here.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 eagles. See if they come closer. Up there. Not interested in eating though. I'll just keep an eye out and see if they come down again. But there were people living inside here up until late 60s, and then it became automated here. So now it's just service buildings. So when they come and do maintenance here on the power plants, they will stay in the house here. The high voltage power lines going out to the left here and distributing the power out to the local areas. There is a little dock inside here where the red boat is as well. That's open for everyone all year, and there are toilets and showers in the building there as well. So summertime it's popular to come here in smaller boats and kayaks, put up a tent on the beach here and spend a few nights camping in here. You have some facilities in the building there, so it's a very, very nice place to kind of have as a base for your mountain hiking here. And in the afternoon and evenings, when the tourist boats are done, you have this place to yourselves. No roads leading here either, you're fairly far away from anyone. Norwegian Tourist Association, they have a cabin about 40 minutes walk from here. A beautiful place up at the 2 lakes on the first plateau here. 16 beds and a sauna, and you have a view down to the fjord here. A really beautiful spot. Trollfjordhytta ligger 40 minutters gange herifra bare. Går herifra. Yeah, you either have to have your own boat, or you can do agreement with some of the companies that goes here more or less every day. So we do that all year round. So if you have an agreement, we can let you off here, you can climb the mountains for a few days, and we can come and pick you up again. Up to that cabin, it's not a big climb. Anyone can get there. You only need good footwear. But then, of course, you have more tougher trips if you want to do that as well. But to get to the cabin, it's a nice, easy walk. And there are also maps on the dock side here, and it's a well-marked path going up there. Det er veldig, veldig fin plass. If we're lucky, we might get to see some of these small black and white boats that you might see on the way in here. There's a bunch of them in the water in front of us. They have their nesting grounds all along the mountains here. They're called teist på norsk. Black Guillemots in English. It's the same family as the puffins. There's an eagle up to the right as well. Down there. Flying behind us now. I just have to kind of get away a bit further. It looks like it's coming slowly. No? When it's like today with almost no wind, they actually get tired quite fast. It's a big body that they need to keep flying. When they have to flap their wings, they get tired and have to sit down and relax. When the wind is much more up, they have much more control. The fish is still in the water in front of us, so we'll just see if it works to come down. Almost no wind now, so it's I just have to kind of get away a bit further. It looks like it's going slowly. When it's like today with almost no wind, they actually get tired quite fast. It's a big body that they need to keep flying. When they have to flap their wings, they get tired and have to sit down and relax. When the wind is much more up, they have much more control. The fish is still in the water in front of us, so we'll just see if it works to come down. Took it, dropped it there. Looks like most of these small ones are out fishing. There is one right now in front of us. They're really beautiful, black and white with bright red feet.
Please don't forget to press like, subscribe, and bell buttons.